UFO Channel.
The tunnel system of the Earth was originally created by the Atlanteans and the Lemurians, who, in their efforts to control the world, which is what they had wanted to do originally, they found tunnel systems that were part of volcanic tubes, lava tubes, etc. They enhanced those and added to them artificially and connected this entire network that went around the world. And of course, when those continents were destroyed, the tunnels were no longer used. Now, when the modern civilizations began, or I should even say when the Lemurians went underground during the time of destruction, they continued to use some of those tunnel systems and others were left abandoned. When, for example, the US government broke into these tunnels as they explored and enhanced their civilization, they found these tubes. They were in complete working order, including the vehicles that were used. They studied them, they got them working again, they added their own new tunnels to them, and the Americans especially have created a very vast network of tunnels throughout North America, into the Pacific, into the North Atlantic, and beyond, and even into the Caribbean. Now, there were times when they would get into or break into a cavern, which was occupied by one sort of civilization or another, and then there would be a problem, a skirmish, a battle, what have you, especially in what we call a reptilian nest, which is a location where large numbers of reptilian beings exist in a location, a cavern, and have their life in those locations, and of course they will defend this. Modern times, the tunnels are used to transport secretly individuals, technology, supplies, what have you. It was even in the 1960s that Lyndon Johnson funneled money in black ops to create undersea bases in the Atlantic that connected from Norfolk, Montauk Point, and Florida. And those bases, of course, still exist. The underground tunnel system is like an interstate or superhighway system. It's like a freeway system of high technological proportions underneath the Earth. A web, if you will, or a network rings the entire Earth. Doesn't matter if it's ocean, continent, there's tunnels underneath. The public does not know, well, I should say most of the public does not know about the tunnel systems, except for the very few individuals who have either purposely or accidentally broken into them and found them. Many of those individuals never find their way back up to the surface, obviously. The entrances are extremely guarded, extremely controlled, especially North America, Western Europe. You cannot go in there successfully. They're used mostly for military purposes. They're used also to interact with alien species from prying eyes, if you will. So these bases usually are under mountainous areas, under oceanic areas. Every state in the United States has at least one entrance into this tunnel system, which is found usually under military base, some kind of building, federal building, state building, what have you. There's always a cover to these areas, except for areas like the Rocky Mountains, Appalachia, where you can't build a building on the side of a mountain like that. So they have then control systems, holographic images that block the entrances. I know there was a friend of mine in Arizona who went hiking in the mountains north of Sedona, came across a huge tank and military people, and he was told, turn around and get out of here immediately. No questions asked.
We'd like to ask for your input. Share your opinion and expertise with us in the comments after watching the video. If you're a subscriber, you'll always get a heart from us as a small thank you, and we'll pin your important post to the top where everyone will read it first. Just make sure you've already subscribed, like the video, and mention both at the beginning of your comment.